Whoa, look at those. It's bright in my glasses there. How is it going today? Hope you were following yesterday. I hope you were following yesterday. Excited to be back helping out here. Max Wagers Network. You're gonna be seeing some of my work here all over the place. Florida, some Florida work. Got some NFL stuff coming up on the Florida site here, but we'll get to that later. Obviously, you can kind of see if I can bring this up while we wait for plus money here. Get the banners going. Remember our sponsors, Caesar Sportsbook. Free bet insurance up to $1,250 for first-time users. Download the app today. Also, check your state's age limit. Bet responsibly. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. I'm gonna put this in the bottom here. As you can see, if you're looking for plays today, on top of this, make sure you go there as well. Remember, we're going to be talking Champions League. So yesterday, only killed it. Gave you Mbappe, PSG, Real Madrid, Holland to score 2. Dynamo Zagreb, we gave you Monday. We kind of backed off that yesterday like a dope. I should have just stayed on it. It's crazy. Chelsea stinks. How about Tuchel getting fired? Man, that's crazy. If you think about it, Chelsea's probably this close to getting to 2 Champions League finals in a row. I mean, Tuchel won the Champions League in 2021, right? Hi, Gene. Thanks for the like. Appreciate that. So yeah, we'll go through just live scores. Oh yeah, sometimes I forget I have these things not shared with you, and then I remember. Oh, I gotta share the with you. So yesterday, Zagreb 1-0. He said AC Milan. I was a little bit disappointed in that. I know plus money here, or I don't know if you're disappointed in AC Milan there.
Exactly what I expected from them. 1-1 draw.
No, look, good result, to be honest. Real Madrid, we said that Benzema went off injured, but Celtic looked really good for the first half, really pressing and stuff like that. And then they kind of just like fell apart. But Real Madrid's a better team. Stunned by Shakhtar, absolutely stunned. And today was a bloodbath in European coaching. Thomas Tuchel from Chelsea lost his job. Looks like Graham Potter might go there. And RB Leipzig coach lost his job. He lost 4-0 at the weekend and then 4-1 to Shakhtar Donetsk yesterday. And they got absolutely ran off the pitch. I tuned into that when it was like, 1-1. I mean, RB Leipzig scored and then get a goal 30 seconds later to go behind. And then it was such a crazy game. I was stunned by that. Dortmund won easily. City won easily. Benfica won easily. PSG didn't win easily, but they won. And Mbappe scored 2 goals. I mean, I had a bunch of parlays yesterday. Chelsea's basically, I got off of Zagreb because what we're talking about and got on Chelsea yesterday, and they cost me a little bit, but mostly just free bets. But I had a couple parlays and a couple goal scorer bets. I mean, basically everything we said yesterday happened.
Yeah, all the big teams won. I'm a little disappointed in PSG's effort. I thought they probably could have kept that 2-goal lead that they had. I don't know.
They had about 20 chances in the last 5 minutes. They really should have scored same thing with Benfica. Benfica should have won that game 5-0.
Yeah, and that was a tough one because had you grabbed it the night before on the Monday night, Benfica was -2, and then right before the match, I guess it started -1.5, started to become a more reasonable price. So that was one actually. If you waited till right before the match, you were better off betting on that one.
Yeah, that's right. And look, that's what we say sometimes. That's the thing. This is another thing that I say. When we're talking about this, we used to talk about this a day early, and sometimes, the value doesn't show up until right before the game. Sometimes right before the game, the lines go crazy. I mean, yesterday, if you took Zagreb, if you waited to take Zagreb until right before the game, I mean, that value went up as well because Chelsea went to minus like 240, which,
early in that one, you could have got Zagreb at like plus 400 with the lead. And I was even looking at that like, is Chelsea going to pull a Chelsea today? I might need to take that plus 400, but I stayed off. And obviously, because I was hoping for the over. So I was hoping, maybe Chelsea gets their crap together and scores some goals in that one. But obviously, should have hedged on that.
Yeah, they're so bad. I mean, it's just, it's pretty crazy how bad they've been. They even when they're winning games, they've just about kind of done enough. And we're gonna kind of talk about it. Some games today where Liverpool specifically hasn't been great so far this season, but they're still this. The crazy thing, when you look at these ads for today, the two early games, Frankfurt, Lisbon, and Ajax and Rangers, I'm probably going to stay away from, to be honest, because Ajax is minus 220, but they lost half their team. So, I know Rangers, I think this is a little bit of a thing, because of the weekend with Rangers getting blown out. But to be honest, I may back Rangers a little bit negative, but that's for me, the games I'm looking at are all at 3:00. I'm not sure how you felt about that. Feel about those games.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, just because the Rangers have a pretty young team. They lost some players as well, and I have a buddy who's like a really huge, like he's from Scotland. He's a huge Rangers fan. The guy goes to the Rangers club every weekend to watch these games. So like he's always feeding me the intel on this team. And basically at the beginning of the season, obviously you got to look at it with his bias too, but he wasn't too excited for the season because I think he knew Celtic had a good team this year. And basically the way he phrased it to me was they got a lot of young guys coming up through the ranks because they gave away a lot of those key players. So that Rangers are just, I'm shocked they went into PSV and advanced there, especially when you look at PSV's last couple matches. Like they're blowing teams out in their league 7-1, 6-0, and then they go and lose 1-0 at home to the Rangers to get eliminated. So that one's a little weird for me. But yeah, the Rangers and Ajax, I still think Ajax is going to be a good team. If you watch their last couple matches, they've been rolling over teams in their league. So it really is going to be a 2-horse race between them and PSV. I think Ajax, especially in the group they're in, they're probably going to have to take advantage of these home matches because what was that group again? Let me just
with the Ajax.
Yeah, so Ajax has Liverpool and Napoli, which they got to be thinking we're in a group with two really good teams. As far as I'm concerned, Ajax is in the running. I don't think Liverpool or Napoli are that great. Like there's no clear-cut team that's going to be dominant in that group to me. I definitely don't see a 6-0-0 team. So I don't even think Liverpool is going to do that great. They've been garbage in their road matches this year. So yeah, that's one where, you look at the group and I think maybe Ajax comes to play because they think we have a chance here. We can definitely sneak in the first or second spot. And then just with that other game, Sporting's definitely not the team they used to be. I would lean to Frankfurt, but They've been playing better in their last few matches, but I still don't know about Frankfurt. This team, they're a little iffy too.
Yeah, there's two. To me, they're between Tottenham, Marseille, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Inter, Napoli, Liverpool. To me, there's 4 decent games there to bet. And just quickly, how about this? How about Palmeiras? Like, how do you get a red card? Like, how do you get a red card in that game? And then they scored right after halftime to go up 2-0, and then they blew it.
Yep. They've been a sloppy team in their last few matches. They're just getting too aggressive. I don't know what they were doing last night, but looks like Flamengo's taken the Copa Libertadores this year because Palmeiras was the team they were going to struggle with. I don't know if they're going to struggle. As good as Atletico PR is, I'm not knocking them at all. They're a great team. Flamengo's just on another level.
Yeah, it's interesting because they go down to 10 men, and then it's 1-0, and you just wonder at that point, because it's 1-1 at that point, and then they scored in the 55th minute. I'm like, man, this game is crazy, but it took only 9 minutes later it was tied, and then once PR tied it, there was only going to be one winner in that game, because even if it goes to extra time. They're just playing, you can't play for, 96, 45 and 30, 75 minutes, at some point, once the goal went in, really, it's another 30 minutes and probably another 30 minutes of extra time. I mean, you're playing 60 minutes there, man down, trying to hold this lead for dear life to get the penalties. I just thought it's never going to happen. But it'd be interesting that, I think you could have got some decent money to get Flamengo and PR in the final. I know we talked about that with the draw when it happened. I mean, I think you were on Flamengo really early, so PR was one of these teams that kind of just snuck through the cracks. They just kind of just kept advancing. Now they're in the final. I mean, now you're one game. Who knows? But yeah, Flamengo is definitely going to be the favorite in that game.
Yeah, and I even have Flamengo as a free play -1.5 tonight, because you know what? To them, in their minds, they're the kind of team where they're not up 4-0 right now. They're tied 0-0. They're playing at home, and they're just gonna go out there and probably just crush Velez. Velez hasn't even been in good form in their own Argentinian league. Now they want to compete with one of the best teams in South America. Not gonna happen.
Snarky Marky says the sound went out. I can hear you. You can hear me, right?
Yeah. Is it back?
I don't know.
Just check. I don't have myself muted, that's for sure.
Hold on 1 second. I will.
Not yet. Okay.
Will? Yes?
Not yet. Okay.
Hello?
Yep, I can hear you.
Not yet. Okay.
Yeah, it's on. It's on. If you're watching on Snarky, if you want to watch on Max Wagers YouTube, it is definitely working. I just checked it there, so just jump on that. I don't know where you're watching it, but maybe Facebook. But anyway, let's look at these games here. Obviously, to me, my favorite probably is Barcelona.
That's Vegas's favorite too.
Yeah, it's crazy. You got to get them at minus 2.75 is minus. I you probably got to take them minus 2.5 at -143. Working in the beginning and cut out after about 6 or 7 minutes. Let's see if this is working. Napoli is dangerous. Joe Wizman does not have any faith in my pick today in that game. Max Network. Let's see. Yeah, it's working. Let's see. Yeah, it's working. The echo, yeah. So, Snarky, just if you're checking, just use. It's Max Wagers Network. YouTube is working, so I just checked it. So I'm not sure where you're watching, but if you jump over to that, that'll work. All right. So, I think you got to take -2.5 here. I don't know any other way to, I mean, you could probably bet at -3. I do like maybe over 3.5 goals a little bit. I think they just score a ton of goals. Yeah, I don't know how this game goes. I just think this Barcelona team now, I mean, they see, now who knows how long Benzema's out for. I just think this team kind of sees they have an opportunity to really just take these competitions by the throat and just kind of just go. I could see this being one of these ugly 6-0 games. I'm not sure how you feel about that, but I might take a chance, maybe over 4.5 goals at +250, over 5.5. Every once in a while, I'll take a chance on these games. I did it with Liverpool last year and just kind of made a killing. I just think this could be one of these games where it's just going to be ugly. I'm not sure how you feel about it, but
I was thinking the same thing, taking maybe like an over 5.5 or something ridiculous on the Barcelona team total. But I think the best way probably to play this game is honestly take Barcelona to win the group at +175, because those odds are going to go down if they destroy Pilsen today and Bayern Munich has some trouble in Italy against Inter Milan. If something goes on in that game over there, then those odds are definitely going to decrease. And personally, I think Barcelona is stronger than Bayern. They have Bayern as a bigger favorite to win the competition. But in an article I did yesterday, I'm really high on Barcelona. I have them as a dark horse to win the tournament. And I think Barcelona is a team you can very well see in the Champions League final this year.
Yeah, this is probably the game. I like a couple of the other games today, but this one I would probably go, same thing, over 3.5, over 4.5, over 5.5, like I did with Liverpool that one time, and just hope they score 6 goals, and maybe you get all 3. This Inter, talk about Bayern Munich. This Inter Bayern Munich, I've been like, Bayern Munich's burned me already multiple times this year in the league. And I look at this and I'm just like, listen, I just don't like, you're getting Bayern Munich at -136 or even lower in some books. I don't see, I just think Bayern Munich's going to win the game. I don't know how good Inter is. I just think Bayern's going to score some goals here. I know they don't have the target guy, but maybe this is where they get it going. And I keep getting burned by them, and I'm just like, keep putting my hand on the flame. I don't know if this is a pass for you or just kind of like if you like Bayern in this game.
Well, I know my Lukaku is going to be out for Inter Milan today, and they're going to be
a plus for Inter.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say they're going to be having Dzeko in, which really doesn't change much. I think, if anything, that's probably is the better move. But as much as I love my Lukaku, I know he's past his prime now. But definitely, I think like it's not going to be their attack that has issues. I think it's going to be, if anything, the midfield and defense. They did lose a lot of depth there in the transfer window. They didn't do much to replace them. Like, obviously they made some pickups, but like nothing. If anything, I think their midfield is definitely not as deep as it was last year, and I think it's left off in a worse position. So this is a game where I think if Bayern gets their attack going, then this might be one where they just outscore Inter Milan and they won't be able to keep up. Like, if you look at Inter Milan in the league so far, they've won 3 of their 5 matches, lost the other 2. All 3 matches they won were against bottom 6 teams in Serie A. So they have a win over Spezia, who finished in 16th last year, and they have a win over Cremonese and Lecce, who both were in Serie B last year, and not to mention the fact they almost came away with a 1-1 draw in that Lecce match, first game of the season. They scored in the 90-something minute to go ahead 2-1. But that was one, man. Teams never play well in Lecce. It's one of the most southern cities in Italy. If you look at the map, how Italy's shaped like a boot, it's literally at the tip of the heel. So it's a pain in the ass to travel to. You can't even fly there. You got to take like a long ass bus for a ride. It's not pleasant to go down to Lecce. It's really not. So I don't blame them for that kind of performance there. But at the same time, then you look at them play a team like AC Milan, who, even though they're the defending titles, champions, they're still like, I don't view them as an elite team like PSG or Bayern Munich, for example, or Man City or something like that. They're good enough to win their league, which isn't strong. But Inter Milan lost to AC Milan. That's a huge derby match, and that's not even it's not even like, oh, they're away from home. They play in the same stadium. So that means nothing to me that they were technically the away team. And then their other loss was to Lazio, who, Lazio shed a lot of their talent. They're still surprisingly a pretty good team this year, but that's not a top 4 team in Italy. And it's pathetic to see the way they play against these elite teams. I don't trust them at all, even at home against Bayern Munich here.
Here's the thing that, to me, when I'm looking at these lines, total goals by Inter over 1.5 plus 135. Total goals Bayern Munich over 1.5 minus 210. Over 2.5 is plus 160. So over 2.5 is almost the same as over 1.5 for Inter. To me, when I see stuff like that, and then I see the line like pretty short like that, I don't know. I just think, I just think Bayern probably wins the game, scores.
I know. It's like the books are trying to cover themselves. It's like, we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe Bayern wins, maybe they don't, but they'll definitely score goals. Well, if you're saying they're going to score more goals than Inter Milan, then how are they not going to win the match?
That's, to me, when I think about that, I say, if they're going to score two goals and Inter's probably only going to score 1. Bayern Munich's defense is pretty good. Like, even they're drawing 1-1 in Germany, but they're not giving up, 3 goals, 4 goals. I mean, they're smothering these teams.
I was going to mention that. It's still not great. Like, they're not keeping clean sheets, but they're not giving up 2-3 goals a game like they were last year. So I got to give them that respect there.
Yeah, when you look at, let me just look at the table here. When you look at the Bundesliga table, I mean, they're not, they've only allowed 3 goals. They scored 17 goals and only allowed 3. Yes, they have 2 draws, 1-1 draws. They've only allowed 3 goals in 5 games, and they've scored 17. So, when they win big. They score goals. It's just some of these teams. And look, as much as when these teams play Bayern, it's 10 behind the ball the whole game, and you're just trying to, if you go and Bayern goes behind, it's even, they put 11 behind the ball, and, just to try to get through and score a goal sometimes it's tough. So, it's the same as City in these games, but then when they break out, they're going to score 4 or 5 goals. So, to me, I do like I like Bayern in this game. Now, when we look at Napoli, Liverpool, like I understand now. Look at the Serie A table here. I know, Napoli's off to a pretty good start here. 12 goals for, 3 wins, 2 draws. Right near the top with Atalanta and AC Milan. And I know Liverpool is not off to the greatest start, but it's Liverpool in this game, and they're going to Napoli, and you're getting Liverpool at basically even money. For me, when I wrote about this for Bettors Insider, I said, look, it's the same thing with Bayern. Like, Bayern and Liverpool are so. The Champions League these books have made Liverpool the 2nd favorite to win the tournament and Bayern the 4th favorite. But they're playing these games and they're basically even money on the road. It's on the road, yes, but they're the 2nd and 4th favorites. Like, Manchester City, when they go to Sevilla, they were in Sevilla, they were minus whatever, 300. Like, so to me, I know Napoli's pretty good and it's our better team than Sevilla, but if I can get Liverpool at basically even money, I'm going to take them. I know their form sucks. I know this stuff, and they're missing money and stuff like that. But to me, I'm going to take Liverpool in this game. I think at some point they're going to click. Once again, they played, derby matches. Like, you can't really kind of. I mean, those are like they're in a bubble to me. They haven't played great. They did beat Bournemouth 9-0. So I don't know your thoughts on this game, but for me, I like Liverpool. And then when you go to see like the goals, it's the same thing here. Over 1.5 for me. It's only minus 136 for Liverpool. I know once again, they do have a pretty good attack and midfield. So if they're going to win the game, they're probably going to score more than one goal. So if I think Liverpool's going to win, I'm probably going to take them over 1.5 as well.
Yeah, I don't like Liverpool in this game. I don't like Liverpool in general as a team. I'm super down on them this year. I think they're just starting to fade away. I think Mane was that was the first move, and I think it's going to really affect their season this year. I don't think they're going to have a great season. They might even finish outside of the top 4 with all those good teams in the Premier League. And I think when that happens, then you're just going to start to see the collapse of this team. So I think they're on the downturn. I definitely don't trust them. They haven't won a match on the road in the Premier League this year. I don't trust them in a completely different country at all. Especially I know Napoli's not a great team. They're in second right now. They lost too many pieces to be a top 4 team in Italy this year, even though they've come out to a great start. But they got a lot of young guys there, and they're scoring goals right now. They're going to come to play at home, especially when, they're in this group with Liverpool and Ajax. They know that at least the number 1 spot's probably going to get taken by Liverpool or Ajax, but they know they can probably slip into that second. They're not going to take advantage of these home matches. And I just don't trust Liverpool.
I don't either. This is more to me a value play. I just think this, when you can get the team that's, when you look at the, never able to find this when I need to. When you look at, I'm not even going to worry about it. When you look at the, and now I can't find the thing. This thing, they do this so crazy, man. They can never, where is the thing? When you got the odds running across the bottom for the futures, Man City plus 250, Liverpool plus 500, PSG plus 550, Bayern plus 600. You're telling me, I'm going to get the second favorite team at basically even money. I'm going to take it. Once again, I'm just basically taking this as a value play. I don't necessarily, maybe the safer play might be over, but that's minus 162. So I don't even really going to look at that. I don't really, Atletico Madrid, Porto is a game. It's probably going to be, I'm not, I no interest in watching it. It's going to be awful. 0-0, 1-0, either way.
No goals in that one for sure.
No. Simeone, terrorist ball. Man, I hate watching those games, man. To me, I know people get by playing that, and Chelsea won a Champions League doing that with Tuchel against City, and you have to do that against City, but I can't watch it. If there's 6 games on, I'd rather watch Days of Our Lives than that game on my third TV. But fortunately, Club Brugge and Bayer Leverkusen. I mean, I don't really have a feel for that game, to be honest. I don't even know where Bayer is in the standings.
They've been awful to start the season, and I don't think Club Brugge has been any better. They're starting to play well now, but they have had some
Leverkusen's 14th, 1-4. I mean,
yeah.
How are you telling me they're plus 104 on the road? I mean, I just think that's a Bundesliga kind of pick. I'll be honest that, now that I saw that, maybe I'll take a chance on Bruges. Double chance Bruges or draw is plus 125. But, that would probably be my last pick. J Rock, thanks for tuning in. Here we got hold on.
That I agree
Liverpool
with.
game, both teams to score over 2.5 minus 125. Yes, J Rock, that's probably
That I can see happening.
That might be the best way to bet it, to be honest. Good call there. So if J Rock, if you want to tell J Rock, that might be pretty good. Snarky says the sound is back, so that's good. Listen, once again, if you're watching here, put your picks in. If you have some picks, please, let us know what they are. We definitely want to hear what you have to say. A lot of times we have these people that are telling that are really kind of hot, and maybe we'll get you on one day. And J Rock, if you ever want to come on the show with be a third person and talk about your picks, just let us know. This Tottenham Marseille game, I think, is interesting.
That one scares me.
Yeah, I think, once again, look at the French standings.
It's hard for me to bet because I want to take Tottenham -1. They're a good team at home, but I've seen them go out there and lay a dud. And this Marseille defense is not something to mess with.
Look at that. 13 goals for, three allowed, 5. They're unbeaten in the league. Same record as PSG. Yeah, you know what? What's his name? AVB is the coach, right?
For Marseille?
It's the Portuguese guy.
I could tell you right now.
He used to coach Tottenham.
Is Igor Tudor? Yeah, Igor Tudor, I think.
Is it? Oh, Igor Tudor. I thought it was the other guy. I forget who coached that. Oh, yeah. Sampoli, that's right. Yeah, look, I forgot Sampoli was there too. There's my man, Bill. What's up? Yeah, Bill, sorry. We moved time slots just because we're trying to get ahead of the game here instead of always looking at game at a day ahead. How's it going? And I was away for a little while, but we're going to be back in this time slot here every day. Although Thursdays, still got to figure out what's going on with Thursday. We might have to do 9 to 9:45, something like that. I don't know if you're around for that time. Is that too early for you?
Probably could do that. What time? 9:45?
Yeah, we tape our show on Thursday. We tape we do our ESPN thing. Bill, no. So I like Liverpool, to be honest, because it's a value play. I think I think you're going to get them at that price. J Rock likes Liverpool, both teams to score and over 2.5. I think that might be a decent play as well. Plus money likes Napoli at home. What was the double chance? Napoli and draw is -113. Man, that's a good play. So you can take Liverpool or Napoli and draw at basically the same money. So that's interesting to me. Basically 50-50. You don't usually get that. So, I don't know. I'm on Liverpool. I just think, they're going to turn around at some point in the Champions League. They've been very, very good in the Champions League. I know they've been very good in the Premier League, but, the last 5 years here, 18, 19, 20, 22, they've been in the final. So they've just been really good. Frankfurt, yeah. we're like lukewarm with it. Steven Berghaus to score. David says Steven Berghaus to score for Ajax, which is Bergwijn, sorry. Plus 143. Oh, Steven Berghaus, sorry, plus 195. Yes, good call. Bill, I like my plays today are Bayern Munich. I like Barcelona. I think if you remember we did that thing with Leeds and Liverpool, where we did over 3.5, over 4.5, over 5.5 team goals for. I think we both think Barcelona could score some goals here, so there's an opportunity to maybe make some money. I don't love the Frankfurt game, but Sporting's not very good. So I don't have a lot of a feel for that, but I think Eintracht Frankfurt should win. But just yesterday gives me a little pause for some of these games. The Leipzig, that league might stink. I don't know. I know Dortmund won, but Leipzig is really bad.
Well, let's see what Leverkusen does as a favorite on the road today.
We'll judge. This is the Bundesliga, man.
1-4 Leverkusen, favorite on the road against Club Brugge.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, the Tottenham game. -1 is -112.
And I can't take it because I think they probably, if they win the game, it's probably going to be by 1 goal, and then there's no value in it.
Yeah, to me, probably the best bet in this game is maybe Harry Kane to score. It's basically even money, -104. I gave out Tottenham earlier on Bettor's Insider. I don't really, I don't know.
What's the under in this game?
The under is under 2.5 is
plus 130. Wow.
Yeah.
What could you get a 3 at?
Under 3?
Yeah, what's the 3?
Under 3 -136.
That's not even that bad considering you would get the push. And I know Marseille on the road here, their defense is incredible. They're gonna play defense in this game. Like it's gonna be their main. You saw they only allowed 3 goals in their league matches this year. And they finished second place last year. They were one of the best teams in France.
They're a good team. This game, you know what?
And I've seen Tottenham go out there and lay a dud. I know they have a good defense too. So that could be a under 3, even under 2.5.
Yeah, this game, this game has Haaland been scoring enough for you? Yeah, he's ridiculous. He's a robot. Like, what are you gonna do? You can't. He scores every game. Haaland, Mbappe, and Benzema until he got hurt yesterday. But Mbappe to score multiple goals, Haaland to score multiple goals. I think you have to basically kind of take that. I've said this 100 times. If Haaland stays healthy, I don't think City loses a game. They should have lost in the weekend, but they didn't. There's honestly a really decent chance City goes through the season unbeaten. Think about this. Haaland is going to be resting for 5 weeks while all these other teams are playing, and then they're going to come back in the World Cup, and Haaland's going to have about 17 goals in 3 matches after the break. It's going to be crazy because he's going to be all rested up. Man, it's just crazy right now.
Never thought of that such a talented player like that's not even going to be in the World Cup because Norway didn't make it. I didn't even think of that.
Yep.
That's that's actually definitely a really good point. They're going to be incredible. And then, of course, there's always the January transfer window, but it'll be interesting to see, like, maybe Leicester City's so bad by then they just have, like, a complete hemorrhage of their team at that time. There's some good players over there, I think. There's some good young players for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And, Bill, I think, it's, I know they leave. It looks like they're kind of leaving them open, but it's just the way City plays. I mean, he's so good at getting into space and stuff like that. It's just, we said this yesterday. If Haaland was on that team 3 years ago, they probably have 2 more Champions League titles. or they have 2. They don't have any right now, so I don't want to say 2 more because they have 0 right now. Same amount of champions, same amount of European Cups as Brighton right now. And 2 less than Nottingham Forest. So yeah. Look, he's gonna score a ton of goals. Tomorrow, when we come back, there's we talked a little bit about the Conference League. We're not
the 40 Thursday games.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I think we're going to kind of focus on these the Europa League games because there's some good ones to take, and maybe we'll look at the Conference League, but I think we'll probably basically kind of say we'll focus on the Europa League. I think that's where the better teams are, and it's a little bit easier to pick. So
Conference League will get better when teams from Europa start getting knocked out into it. Then that's when we'll probably start covering it because there's not going to be these like HJK Helsinki, who's probably not going to be there.
Yeah, and look, I mean, if we find some value, Bill, you did tell me he's a lock. The only problem with him is he gets hurt, he gets injured because he's just so big and, whatever. But we'll see. I don't think, maybe with Pep's doctors, it probably won't be an issue here. He'll just send him to Dr. Kugat and then he'll be like a machine again. So basically, yeah. So tomorrow, it's going to be a little bit. So we're in this time slot. So Friday, same thing. Monday through Friday, basically going to be the same thing. Thursday is going to be a little bit different. Trying to figure out, where to go, either morning or afternoon. I guess it has to be morning because we got to talk about the games. So maybe we'll do 9 to 9:40 or something like that. We'll let you know when it's going to be. Just where to find us. So it'll probably be 9 a.m. tomorrow, 9 to 9:40, and then we'll basically kind of talk about where we're going to put it, afterwards. I think sometimes on Thursdays we could probably go later. But when the Europa League games are going, we'll probably go early. So we'll let you know. It's busy. It's crazy busy. It's a busy period here. Wait till the World Cup starts. It's going to be even crazier. So, but
with the football season. Oh my God, it's too much football this year.
Oh yeah, we'll have to make some picks tomorrow on the game, the NFL game. Yes. I do. There's not a lot of soccer on there, Bill. So if you're looking, there's not a lot of soccer so far on there. If you're looking, just use that link at the bottom. We'll go check out Better's Insider right now until we figure out what we're gonna do. Snarky, I think I would take them as Barcelona. Like if Barcelona wins 6-0 today in this game, there's been some opportunities over the last year. You have to pick your spots because you can't obviously do it every game. But if they if they win 5-0, you win the over 3.5, over 4.5. You lose the 5.5. If they win 6-0, obviously you win all 3. If they win 4-0, you win one of them. So at plus money, it's just, I don't know if, don't go crazy on it. Maybe 20 here, 20, but there's an opportunity to do that. I think in some games, when I see that opportunity, and both of us the same thing, like when we see it, we'll tell you, like, listen, Barca, you could probably do the team total as well if you wanted. Or not team total, just the game total. Let's see what that is. Asian lines.
Yeah, the team total is good just because this is one that like Pilsen maybe scores a goal, but even being on the road here, like they're probably not going to score. If this game has goals in it, it's going to be from Barcelona.
Yeah. I mean, you could do over 5.5 game total, which is plus 340. But for me, when you look at Let me share the screen real quickly.
I mentioned 5.5 because you get that little extra value. And like there's always these games where 6 seems to be a number. These teams score 6 and they like to like stop there. But I've seen a lot of when there's blowouts like that. Like we've seen Bayern Munich already score 6 goals twice in 2 different games in their league to start the season. PSG has done it twice. 6 to me is like a key number when a soccer team comes to blow out. They're going to score a lot.
Then you kind of, because remember, this is the group stage. This could come down to goal difference because they're with Bayern Munich in their group. So, I don't think they am I growing it now? Yeah, man, you see my hair, man. It grows pretty quickly, but yes, I'm letting it grow. But so Snarky here, when you see over 3.5 is plus 106, over 4.5, this is just Barcelona team total is plus 250, and then over 5.5 is plus 550. So there is an opportunity. Over 6.5 is plus 1,200. So I don't know if I'll go that far.
Yeah.
But
and I think you said it best with the group stage. Like if Barcelona has a chance to win this game 8-0, they're going to take it just because they could be tied with points with Bayern Munich in the end. And I think Barcelona's probably the better team.
Yeah, this in goal difference means a lot here. So, but all right. So that's basically the show here. So just tune in tomorrow. But it'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday at no problem, Snarky. And tune in and make sure you keep liking and subscribing and all that stuff, please. Bars are going to, look, J-Rock, I think 100% they're going to try to score. It's the first game. If they could score 7, they're going to score 7. If they can score 27, they will, not to embarrass them, but, they're probably just going to try to do what they can. But like Plus Money says, 6 seems to be that number where, listen, we're not trying to embarrass them, but we're still trying to, 6-0 or whatever, 6-1 seems to be interesting. So, but just keep watching. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell. Our Twitter handles are somewhere. There we are. So AM Plus Money and the Prodigal Son. If you have any questions, follow us on Twitter because if once again, sometimes these lineups change. Hey, listen, I know you said Chelsea earlier, but this, the lineups change. What do you think? Send us a direct message. It's fine. We'll answer and we'll help you as much as we can. And Plus Money has his picks. Go check them out. And we will see you again tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And let's go. Let's keep winning because yesterday we crushed it.